No. The reason everyone should know how to start a business is because you'd be amazed how much your life can change with just one little tiny side hustle. I want you to think about it like this. Quite often, how many of you have seen just a million times where someone has a good job that they like, but they're not making enough money? I want you to reflect on that. Let me know if you're reflecting on this, like where you felt this way, or you know people who felt this way, where, so they're arguing with their boss about how to get more money. I've gone through it. When I was at Syracuse University, I remember that every year we would have these crazy fights, because the chair would decide who got what raise. You get 2%, you get 3%, you get 1%. So I didn't like that. Maybe I'm just the guy who just doesn't want to stand in line at the grocery store. I want to figure out a better way to do it. So I said, I really don't want to fight with all these people over a 2% raise. That doesn't even excite me. That's not even very much money. I said, but if I can go out here and figure out how to make a little extra money on the side, I can give myself a raise. And it won't just be 2%, it'll be 10, 15, 20%. So what I did was, at that time when I was on the faculty, I wrote my first book called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About College, because I know a lot about college and I know a lot of people who were curious and confused about it. So I said, okay, I can help some parents with this, right? And I did some other stuff, and I would give little speeches and stuff like that. I wasn't making a lot of money. Wasn't making any, like, it was literally just like an amount of money that's almost nothing, 20 years later. But when I tell you that that little $2,000 a month made all the difference in the world, I am not kidding with you. Like, you think about it, right? My wife and I have a decent house. It's not a mansion, but it's big. It's 6,000 square feet, but it's not we don't live fancy, but we live comfortable. And this house, our mortgage is about 2,500 dollars a month. Now, if somebody was in the struggle and they came to our house, they would say, "Oh, you're wealthy. You have two fancy cars, you have this massive house. Oh my God, your life is so different from mine." But if I broke down the economics of it, you would realize the distance isn't as great as you think. I could say, well, our mortgage is 2,500 dollars a month, so a person with a side hustle could cover that mortgage, even with a business that wasn't all that successful. Like, you can have a mediocre business that's just making 2 or 3 thousand a month. That's enough to pay this mortgage for this house. Doesn't pay for everything, but it's a start, right? Housing expense is the largest single bill that most people have. Or let's say your goal is to save or invest 2,000 a month.